We're live here. Good morning. Good morning. We have a special guest this morning. We have a Barista Sal just back from. How long you been in Hawaii farming, Sal?
I got there July 23rd,
Okay.
and I left December 14th or something like that.
So how many months was your internship?
It was 5 months. It was going to be
Okay.
6 months, but
Okay, 5 months. Okay.
I had to make some adjustments.
Okay. By the way, if you're just joining us, Sal is our resident barista from Tucson. Okay. So how long you been in barista for? How many years, Sal?
2.5.
Okay, 2.5 years at our local coffee shop in Tucson. They're pretty busy shop as well. That's the I think that's one of the largest coffee shop in Tucson. Okay, so he been there for 2.5 years, and there's hold on. Sal just got back from what I say 6 months internship at place called Monarch. Okay, the Monarch Coffee Farm in Hawaii, folks. Can you believe it? We have a coffee farm in Hawaii. Actually, got one in California as well. Okay, one in California. I think French is one of coffee farm. Okay, shout out to French. And but Monarch is how big is the coffee farm? What do you think?
The whole land's 13 acres,
Thir-
but 7
okay,
acres are coffee.
7 acre. It's not that big, right? It's pretty small.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, it's big if you're walking around, but
Okay.
for coffee farms,
Yeah.
for other countries, it's small.
And then what do you guys specialize in?
I
Yeah.
mean, so they only grow geisha and pacamara
Okay.
on the farm, and yeah, they do all the processes: natural,
Okay.
honey washed, experimental fermentations and stuff.
Okay, so let me show you guys right now. Okay, I have a link down below as well, but here's a cell right there. So that's
Yeah, this was a course I took while
yeah.
I was there.
But which farm is that?
This is Monarch, so behind us are pacamara trees.
The Pacamara tree. Okay, so that's the entire crew, or that's somebody?
So none of those people work on the farm. That was
Okay.
just a course that was hosted that I took on the
Oh, I
farm,
got it. Okay,
a
but
processing course.
that is your farm though, right?
Yeah, that's Monarch. We're on
So
on the
that's a
farm
Monarch
there.
farm there. Hold on. Let's see. Is there any other photos for that?
I
Yeah.
I put some more in a
Okay.
lot more in my stories and my
Okay.
highlights.
Excellent. So this is the what? So that is what is that? So that's the actual what landscape over there, the farm.
Yeah, that's just one part of the farm there.
Wow, these are definitely beautiful over there, right?
Yeah, that Monarch Coffee was one of the most organized and well manicured farms on Hawaii. A lot of them were very unorganized
Hmm.
and messy.
So I mean, you could say that's the best farm in Hawaii.
One of them for sure. They've
One.
they've
Okay.
been placing in the top 10 of Hawaii
Okay.
for years.
All right. So hey, so what do you got for us today? What comes to coffee wise?
Um, so no geisha right now.
Okay.
I don't have any geisha on me.
Okay. Did you drink
Um,
it all, or what happened?
yeah, pretty much. I drank it all, but then
Okay.
the geisha was from most of the geisha was from last year's harvest.
Okay.
So I got a bunch of pacamara because it was
Okay.
the stuff that we picked.
Okay. Oh, you actually picked.
Well, all of this stuff, yeah.
So you actually picked it, and you have processed as well.
Yeah, these
Wow.
ones I processed all myself.
Wow.
We had a little project where they
Okay.
let us pick and process and do
Okay.
everything, and we roasted it as well.
By the way, so I have a link to Sarah's Instagram page there. He has quite a few photos from the man. Is that snow?
Snow, yeah, it was on the top of a
Okay.
dormant volcano.
Wow.
There's snow there.
So you
That was the
wow,
beach.
that is incredible there. So again, just make sure check out the Sarah's Instagram page, and if you go to highlights tab there, and then you're gonna see a whole bunch photos from Sal's experience at Hawaii, the Monarch Coffee Farm. So make sure check it out. Okay. Again, make sure check out the Sal's Instagram page. Anyway, okay. So what are you gonna? Can you tell me about this? Okay, Sal.
Yeah, so that's cascara.
Cascara.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
basically when you pulp the coffee,
Okay.
you save the cherry skins, and then
Okay.
you dry them. We dried them on raised beds, and then you can steep them as a tea.
What really? Do you have to wash it first? You already washed, or you just steep it?
Yeah, it's already ready.
It's already ready. So how many you actually put it in? Just a
What do you
handful of
mean?
it? Let's cut like how much?
I would say a good amount.
Good amount. Okay. So this is the this is the skin of the fruit.
Yeah,
Okay. Is that good enough?
I'd put a little more.
A little more. Okay. So we're gonna brew some. Okay. So I mean, people are okay. Can you explain our viewers what's the process like?
Yeah, so someone asked what type of beans. So we grow pacamara and
Okay.
geisha.
Okay. So what is
Um,
pacamara?
Pacamara is it's a cross between two varieties
Okay.
called Maragohipe
Hmm.
and Pacas.
Okay.
So it's just a hybrid created in El Salvador.
Okay. So picture right here. What is that?
So this is geisha,
Okay.
but
Geisha.
one of the trees. So normally the ripest fruit is red,
Okay.
but we also have a yellow geisha mutation,
Okay.
and
You
this
mean that
one
one?
is an orange
Orange.
sort of
Okay.
mutation that we think.
Okay. So I'm steeping. So that's the skin of these fruits, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. So that is so coffee is from tree. Coffee, obviously tree.
Yeah.
So is that all handpicked?
Yeah, everything on the farm is handpicked.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, we would go in basically every 10 to 14 days that elapsed from the day we started, we
Okay.
would start again. So yeah, it's normally every 10 to 14 days we were picking for probably anywhere from 3 to I think our most was 9 days in a row of picking.
Okay. All handpicked. But is there a
Yes, everything
machine to
handpicked.
do that? Some bigger farm has a machine to pick, or
Some machines, there are some farms that you could basically, it's a machine that would hold on to the tree and shake it,
okay.
and it has a net to catch it.
Ah.
And the harder you shake, the more unripes you would get. Um, so I mean, larger farms, it usually only works when the farms are flat,
Mm-hmm.
so the machines can run. But typically, it's going to be less. You're either going to have lower quality coffee, or you're going to have to sort more afterwards.
Oh, I got it. So you want to work now, or you want to work later, in a way.
Yeah.
But I obviously, okay, this makes sense, right? Because I think that's the reason why they are doing the high-end coffee instead of all the commodity coffee, like low-end coffee, like
Yeah.
geisha. You can demand more price for that.
Yeah.
What about the pacamara?
Pacamara is a similar price we charge on the
Really, as
farm.
geisha?
Yeah, Hawaii coffee is very expensive because
Okay.
it's very expensive to grow.
Ex-
Labor is
yeah, yeah,
extremely expensive.
yeah.
Everything's extremely expensive there.
How was the working quality there?
What do you mean, like conditions?
Condition, working condition. Is it
It
like
was very good.
okay?
It was me and one other intern. It was
Mhm.
going to be 3 interns total,
Okay.
but one of them was having trouble getting visas into the U.S.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, it was like a little studio with a
Mhm.
kitchen, bathroom, laundry.
Wow.
Um, the other intern had a separate room.
Mhm.
We shared a kitchen. And the other intern was really nice. We didn't have any problems.
Okay. So you has a pretty nice condition. I mean,
Compared to other farms,
yeah.
most of the other internships didn't pay anything,
Mhm.
and some of the internships you were living in tents.
Tents. Some other interns are living in tents.
Not Monarch Coffee
Okay, not
Farm, but
Monarch.
other
Okay, but
farms,
other farms.
other
That
internships on the island.
living in tent. Wow.
Yeah,
So you did
I
well.
lucked out. Yeah,
Yeah, you
it
got
was very
lucked out
nice
with yeah,
conditions.
very nice condition.
I think it was like the mattress from Costco. Like
Okay.
it was comfortable.
It's the real deal.
Yeah.
And I mean, so pay wasn't like so they give you like least minimum wage, right, for the U.S. standards, correct?
They gave us 18 an hour,
Wow.
and minimum
Wow.
wage in Hawaii is still like 14
Okay.
or 13, which I don't think you can live on that there. But we had 18 an hour, and our housing was $20 a day. Is what
That's
we
it.
paid.
$20
And
a day.
if you look at my highlights,
Yeah.
some of the views on there were right outside where we were staying. Um,
Okay, so I'm gonna
out
pull up. So,
there.
okay, so is that view of the? What
Yeah,
about the?
that's like a table right outside where we
Okay,
sleep. So we
okay.
wake up every morning and see
So
this.
Sarah is wake up every single morning. So this is the view.
And those trees right there, those are the geisha trees in
So
front
that's
of.
Geisha. That's
Yeah.
the ocean behind it.
Yeah.
Man, so that is what he did every single morning for what? Close to 6 months.
Yep.
Wow, that's beautiful. But okay, so that's the difference between the U.S. standard versus if you're buying from, let's say, Colombia, right? Even buy from anywhere. I think the working condition is not the same as here. So
We have a lot more regulations
yeah,
in the
exactly.
US.
So I mean that's why. I mean, what about the quality? I know, Sarah. I know you've been drinking coffee for quite some time now. What's the Monarch versus let's say coffee from other countries like Colombia, Costa Rica, or Ethiopia? What do you think comes to quality wise? Not the quality, but it comes to quality of the coffee.
Yeah, I think Hawaii coffee does have somewhat of a unique
Okay.
taste.
Okay.
If I had to pick a favorite,
Mm-hmm.
if I had to pick one country, it probably wouldn't be Hawaii.
Okay.
But although I enjoyed the
Okay.
coffee there, I think, um, especially for the price, other countries
Mm.
have really good coffees
Yeah.
that are way cheaper because it's cheaper to produce there.
But working condition, you cannot beat Hawaii though.
No.
Okay.
And it was, not many farms have these sort of opportunities where
Mm.
they let you come in and work, but
Yep.
we didn't just work. They made sure they taught us every part of the process. They taught us
Uh-huh.
how they do it. And they wanted to make sure that we learned a lot coming out of it. It
So
wasn't just
you
you
wasn't the
work and
manual
leave.
work. Yeah, exactly. You wasn't like manual work. They're gonna teach you. I mean, you're there for almost 6 months. I mean, that's a long time.
Yeah,
Okay.
we got to know everyone very well.
And you told me you were there. You are certified with something. What wasn't it? What was that?
Yeah, so CQI,
Okay.
Coffee Quality Institute,
Okay.
has a so it's not the Q grader for the taste, it's a Q processing
Okay.
program. So I'm Q processing level 2
Mm-hmm.
certified. So it was a week-long course we didn't have to take as part of the internship. I
Okay.
did it because we got a discount on the course for being there. And there was people from the UK, there was people from,
Wow.
because this course this past year was only held in Hawaii, Colombia, and India. Those are the only places it was held in the world. So since I was already living on the farm and the course was hosted there, I decided to do the course then.
Okay. So I've been steeping in. This is the coffee fruit. Okay. Skin, and you guys sell this separately as well.
I think they have in the past, but we
Okay.
didn't sell it this year.
Okay.
We only made some because during the course, the teacher
Mm-hmm.
asked Abby, the owner, asked her
Mm-hmm.
if we could save some of the cherries and
Okay.
dry some for the course. So yeah, it's
I mean, it's pretty much
coffee
tea.
fruit
Yeah.
tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coffee fruit tea. It's all right. You know. I mean that.
To
Yeah.
me, it sort of tastes like
Yeah.
hibiscus,
Yeah.
cranberry,
Yeah.
and maybe tamarind a little.
Sure. You little bit time. I mean, again, it's good, clean,
It's
very
just
clean.
interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Okay. So what we got here? So what are you gonna brew for us right now? So which one is your favorite so far? You got 4 bags here.
Hmm.
So by the way, so this is not an original bag
Yeah, they didn't
because
have ones that
yeah,
sealed.
so Monarch does not have a zero bag, so he actually switch over to other bags. But yeah, these are all from Hawaii. These
Yeah.
2 bags,
Yeah,
processed.
they didn't for these 2 coffees. They didn't help us at all. They didn't touch the coffees at
Yeah.
all. It was only us.
Yep.
So for each of these, so there's 2 different projects I
Mhm.
did, and each day I processed just the coffee that I
Yep.
picked that day. So yeah, so I got to process all of these and monitor them as they
Okay.
dried and roast them as well.
Hmm. Oh, you roasted as well. Okay. Okay. Which one is your favorite?
Out of these 2,
Yep.
it would be the aerobic. So this was a fermentation where I
Yep.
left it open to air, and
Ah.
this one is anaerobic. So I had
Okay.
a sealed lid with an
Yep.
airlock.
So this is the air.
Yeah.
So
So
which means
the
just
fermentation bucket is just open.
just open. So you got more air in. So what are you trying to accomplish with this coffee?
When you give more oxygen, or when
Yep.
it has more oxygen, it's just different yeast and bacteria
Mm-hmm.
are able to survive. So it's just changing the types of yeast and bacteria that
They're
are
exactly
fermenting.
same coffee, right?
So these were both exactly the
Yep.
Pacamara, same
Pacamara.
coffee.
Yep.
They were both fermented for 23 hours each. The
Okay.
only difference
Is
is
the one of it is open, the other one is not.
anaerobic. Yeah.
Wow. I cannot wait to try both of them. Okay, so let's start with aer- uh, aerobic. It's called aerobic?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Okay, what are you gonna which setup you got? You got the GP6?
Yeah, I'll do with what I
Yeah.
comfortable with.
Yeah.
And then this one over here, I helped pick and process, but I didn't.
You
It
didn't
was
roast
it was their protocol.
Okay.
And so since our projects were very small scale, it didn't go through the large, like we have these large density sorters
Yep.
and things like that, because they're small lots. But those ones did go through all of the
So-
sorting, and
So this is pretty big.
yeah, they're very big.
Yeah, it's a big coffee beans compared to, our standard, right, from Colombia or Ethiopia. Yeah.
Yeah, and then this one over here in this bag got a second place in the Hawaii coffee.
Okay.
It's a Hydro Honey
Hydra honey. Okay.
Pacamara. So yeah, that got us second place this year.
So we are about to drink. This is what Sal produced. Okay. He picked it, he processed it, and you roasted as well.
Yeah.
And you roast pretty light. I know Sal likes light roast coffee, so
Yeah, I tried to roast light, but I also took some advice from them
Sure.
because they know their machine better.
which roaster do they have?
They have a San Franciscan.
Okay.
It's a 10-pound
Okay.
roaster.
How many roasters they have? Only one?
So they have the 10-pound San Franciscan. They have
Okay.
a 1-pound San Franciscan
Okay.
just for small batches, and then they also have a Ikawa for a sample.
Okay. And then which water are you going to use, Sal?
We can use your water.
Okay.
Half holy should be
So this
should
is
be
half
good
holy.
too. Yeah, and for whatever reason, I notice I like to grind the coffee from their farm coarser,
Okay.
like much
Okay.
coarser. It seems to extract very easily.
What's the ratio you've been using?
I use 1:16.
1:16. Okay. And so this one, well, yeah, aerobic first. We're gonna do the aerobic first. So both anaerobic process, but one with the lid open, one is not. Okay, about 23 hours. Did you add anything in there? Any yeast?
No, just native.
Just native, just the
So
water.
just would have been what's around.
Yeah, what's
So
around?
we fermented it with no liquid either.
Okay.
So
Wow.
no, not submerged.
Nothing.
Submerged just kind of would dilute the effects of the
Mhm.
fermentation and just takes longer to ferment.
Okay. Go ahead, Sal. If you're just joining us, we are here with Sal. He just got back from Hawaii. Okay, farming for 6 months. So, and then he's gonna brew a coffee for us. This is something, I mean, he actually produced. Okay.
Yeah,
and-
so this coffee you can't get. They let us have all of what we produced. So I have a bunch frozen right now.
Yep. At George, you cannot get 100% Hawaii coffee unless you're there. Is that true?
It's possible, but most of the high-end coffee in Hawaii is sold in Hawaii.
Yeah. And you see, what's that coffee from Hawaii? You say Hawaii? Is that Hawaiian coffee? If you go to grocery store, that's
You
Hawaiian,
might
right?
see
Yeah.
you'll probably see Kona most.
Yeah,
Kona is
yeah,
just
yeah.
a growing region.
Okay.
I mean, there's other regions in Hawaii that grow coffee besides Kona, but
And
we weren't in Kona.
I mean, if you're looking at the Kona coffee, if you're looking at the middle of the bag, they usually say 10% Kona coffee. You don't see 100% unless you're buying from Kona Island. Okay, you're gonna see the
Yeah.
100%. So Sarah's gonna do the so it's called aerobic. Is it aerobic then?
Yeah.
Aero.
That's aerobic.
Yeah.
When it's with air.
Yeah.
And then anaerobic.
Yep. So with the air. Only thing difference between these two bags, one of them is close the lid, the other one is not. So how many pounds you guys usually process?
It depends. Like, I would say probably a few 100 pounds a day.
What's the water temp?
Let's do 90.
90, okay.
I like a little.
We are using the Oreo right now. Is that V4?
Yeah.
Okay. So we are using the Oreo V4 with, we're using the silver paper too. Okay.
Yeah.
Silver paper as well. You been enjoying the silver paper?
I don't use it every day, but I like it.
Okay.
It's nice.
Special occasion. Okay. So are you doing the what? Slow feed?
Yeah. Just by keeping it on its side a little bit.
Okay, hold on a second. Darrock said, I'm currently drinking 100% Kona. My roaster found some greens. Good, pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. In at Monarch, most of the people who bought our green was Olympia Coffee in Washington, Equator, and a place called Good Boy Bob is a roaster in LA.
Okay.
Those are the big roasters that bought Monarch's coffee.
So do you know how many pounds you guys produce every season?
Every season, it's hard to tell.
Okay.
So like, we didn't like finish. So they didn't weigh. They haven't weighed all their coffee yet because some of it's still in fruit. So some of it's still storing as well, where they let it sit in a climate-controlled room for a month or up to 3 months to stabilize. So I didn't get a final count. But I'd probably say maybe like 3,000 to 5,000 pounds.
3,000 to 5,000 pounds. That's not a lot, by the way.
No.
It's not a lot. I mean, that's very limited quantity. Yeah, because an average roaster, I mean, they usually buy thousands of pounds at a time. So yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you're gonna do 20 grams? No.
Just don't.
Okay. Now, if you add it, add the
Start
water.
timer.
Start timer. Okay. Yep. It's timing now. Okay, go.
Okay.
Okay, so Sal is brewing some coffee for us this morning. So this is, he actually produce, okay, and process and roast. So I cannot wait. So end of our session, Sal has a big announcement to make as well. Okay, so it should be very interesting. Huge announcement. By the way, if you are new to the channel, I mean, you may not know Sal. I mean, Sal has been hanging out with us for the last couple of years, and he just got back from Hawaii as a coffee farmer. But yeah, he has a lot of potential. Okay. Emily asked, Sal, yeah, Sal's been using his GP6 every single day. This is the only grinder you have, right? Pretty much.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the great thing about having only one grinder. You're gonna get good at it.
I just focus on the coffee.
Yeah,
buy good coffee.
Buy good coffee, because he has no choice. So that's the difference between Sal and most people have a multiple grinder. You know, sometimes not having an option is great for your coffee as well.
Yeah, because when I drink my coffee, I'm not thinking about
the grinder.
Could have been better with a
exactly.
Grinder.
Yep. Okay, Randy say, okay, Sal, my wife grew up in Oahu. So you're at the Oahu, right?
No, we were on what's called just the island of Hawaii. So it's the big island.
Oh, just big island.
Yeah, Oahu is the island that has Maui and Honolulu.
Okay. He said, wait, Oahu?
Oahu. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's another island.
Yeah.
They grow coffee as well on that island.
Really? And then what else do they grow over there besides coffee?
I mean, Hawaii has the ability to grow a lot. But unfortunately, most of the goods on Hawaii aren't grown there.
Okay, so coffee's done already. It's
Yeah.
pretty fast. 2-minute brew. You
Yeah,
like 2 minutes?
I've been 2 minutes, not for most coffees,
Mm-hmm.
but for whatever reason, the Hawaii coffees
So you like
I
fast
like
brew?
faster for them.
Okay. Okay, Sal, let's give it a try here. I cannot wait. Okay, I mean, smells is not that special so far. There you go, Sal. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Sal is back from Hawaii. Cheers, everybody. So this is Sal's coffee. I cannot believe it. Okay, so this is the one of a kind. One of a kind. It's pretty hot, by the way. It's very unique. I
think
taste very earthy.
maybe next time I have some that's
Yeah.
fresher.
Yeah.
I think I liked it when it was a little bit fresher, but
I taste. What do I taste here?
there's something. It's hard to describe. There's something
Yeah.
about Hawaiian coffees. They can tend to be a little earthy. They can tend to have maybe like on the end, maybe like a cocoa nib type of bitterness type of thing.
Similar to this.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
But definitely, I think as it cools with the Pacamara, as it cools, it tends to be a lot brighter.
Better. Okay, good.
Surprisingly, the geisha, I've found the Pacamara to be more acidic, more bright than the geisha, at least on their farm.
Okay, so compared to geisha, you are used to versus a Hawaii, Monarch geisha. I mean, what do you think?
I think the geisha from Monarch's farm is a little still floral, but a little less floral and a little more fruitier.
More fruity,
than like Panama.
Okay.
Panama's to me tastes like maybe a little fruit, but it's like mainly just like floral tea basically. But Hawaii, I think Hawaii, or at least on their farm, was a little more fruity and less floral with the geisha.
Okay, so it comes to climate-wise, is a Hawaii ideal for that or
for coffee?
Yeah.
I would say it's in the range that Arabica coffee Arabica coffee prefers. We were at 1660 feet elevation, so not meters, but feet.
16 feet.
1600 feet.
Okay, 1600 feet. Okay.
But I mean, you can still get good coffee because it's on the equator. Like as you get further from the equator, you're going to have to go higher in elevation to get the same conditions you need.
Okay. Again, if you're joining us, we are hanging out with Sal. Just got back from Hawaii, from Monarch Coffee as a coffee intern, right? Intern farmer for.
Yeah, they called us a harvest intern.
Harvest intern for close to 6 months. I mean, that's a long time.
Yeah.
And Sal also mentioned about they have a honey farm there, right?
Yeah, we have a bunch. They have a bunch of beehives.
The beehives.
And they, we don't manage the hives. They have another company, and they'll basically, I guess bees love it in Hawaii, so they'll keep making new queen bees. So they'll take the queen bees back to the mainland to help with the population of bees. But they also give us our honey there.
By the way, so also they have a vanilla farm.
Yeah, not Monarch, but on the other side of the farm, we took a tour of a vanilla farm.
And Sarah told me that was incredible. Once tell me about the process. Only entire season?
Yeah, entire year. They told us they have about a 4 to 6 hour window to pollinate.
4 to 6 hours to pollinate.
And they have to manually pollinate with like a Q-tip or a wooden stick because the bee that used to pollinate vanilla is extinct.
Extinct.
Yeah, that type of bee that used to do it.
So it cannot. See, it's not a regular honeybees. Yeah, it has to be.
You have to do manual.
Yeah.
Or it has to be certain bees. So those bees are extinct. Gone. So it has to be by hand now, for real vanilla and not the. So there's a lot of fakes, or there's a lot of like vanilla. Like just fake vanillas.
So how many people during that 4 to 6 hours entire?
I don't. I can't remember what they said. I mean. This specific farm, wasn't that big,
Okay.
but I think they said like maybe like 20 people, and
Okay.
sometimes they have people volunteer just
Sure.
for fun because they
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
experience it.
And you told me, how's the quality of the vanilla beans? I know you went through that tour and also tried their. What did you try?
So it was like a 3-course meal,
Okay.
and each course was
Mm.
had some of their they used some of their vanilla.
Okay.
So like the first course was like a little toasted bread,
Okay.
and it was like a masala marinated shrimp cooked with vanilla.
Wow.
So it was like an Indian style
Yeah.
shrimp cooked with vanilla.
How was it?
That one was very good.
Okay.
That was our appetizer,
Okay.
and then the main course was just like a chicken sandwich. So they had
Okay.
like brioche
Okay.
bread infused with vanilla seeds, and then just a chicken
Okay.
breast. They had some caramelized onions cooked
Okay.
with vanilla, and then they had some.
Any drinks?
Yeah, they had a vanilla iced tea made
Okay.
with their vanilla, and then also a vanilla lemonade. Or you could also mix them too.
How was that one?
It's very good.
Very good. Okay.
Yeah, the vanilla that I tasted there was just more like complex than I
Sure.
am used to.
Sure. Because I mean, most vanilla we experience in States, that's just the extract, right? It's not a. That's not 100%. I mean, those
Yeah,
vanilla.
I think their bottles were like $60 or something.
Yeah.
It was very expensive. I mean, like I said, Hawaii versus other origins, it's going to be more expensive
Yeah.
nowadays because of Hawaii.
So man, hold on a second here. Okay, so let's say Randy say good on used to killed off vanilla bees. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, well, again, we don't know what happened to those bees, but yeah, we definitely it's not there, so they have to manually pollinate. Man.
Yeah, as it
Okay.
cools, I get maybe like a
Yeah.
little green apple type of tartness a little bit.
Okay, so Sal, I mean, if you never had this coffee before, I mean, it's how do you describe to, I mean, viewers watching right now?
I would say this cup is a little earthy,
Yep,
but I
earthy.
do get a little bit.
Okay.
There is like a green apple, green grape
Okay.
to me. What else? Yeah, maybe a little bit of like a cocoa nib
Yeah.
type of thing.
So once coffee is cooling down, I can definitely bring out more brightness.
Mhm.
But folks, you have to remember. So I mean, if you are looking for bang for the buck, this is not it. Okay. I mean, if you're gonna
'Cause,
spend,
yeah,
$30, $40 on coffee, if you're looking for the coffee wise, this is not the direction you want to go. Okay.
yeah. So
Go ahead.
Monarch sometimes sells slightly lower grades,
Uh-huh.
still specialty quality,
Uh-huh.
but slightly lower grades. But our like premiums, like the top shelf
Yeah.
stuff, is starting around like 50, 55 for 8 ounces,
8 ounces.
and that's where
Yeah.
it starts.
But you are supporting the farmers in Hawaii.
If they didn't have those prices, they wouldn't be able to afford to pay
Yep.
us. You know, it's
I mean,
a lot of
think about
money.
it. I mean, if you're in the, I mean, if you're buying regular coffee from anywhere else, right? So this one, I know this September. Here's the bag from September.
Yeah.
That's actually coffee from Monarch, but he reusing the bag from September. But let's say, for example, coffee from September or coffee from, let's say, say or whatever. Usually get it from Colombia or Ethiopia or wherever that is. They don't get paid $18 an hour. Okay, like Sal does. They may get paid what, a couple of dollars a day.
Yeah, I mean, I think say in September, I think they, source
Mm-hmm.
in a more ethical way than other companies. You can never be 100% sure, but I would hope that they are paid a decent or at least better
Okay.
than the lowest, local wage. So I mean, it's going to be less since cost of living is lower. But
Well, I mean, we are talking about ethical wage is not $18 an hour, more like $18 per day, or maybe I don't know, $5 per day.
yeah, it depends country to
Yeah,
country.
different country. So, what you heard about how much people get paid in other parts of the world? Do you know?
I mean, in comparison, or like
Mm-hmm.
in comparison, probably like West African countries
Yeah.
probably
Okay.
get paid the least, maybe
Okay.
like $1 a day or a
Okay.
few dollars a day. Um, I know, like for example, Ecuador
Mm-hmm.
does have a lot of countries like Central South America
Mm-hmm.
don't have any minimum wage or aren't
Okay.
super regulated, but like
Okay.
Ecuador does have a minimum wage.
Okay.
So that's why Ecuador coffee might be a little bit more
More
expensive. It's
expensive.
because they have to pay a certain wage.
Certain ways, but not like
Uh,
here in U.S.
It
Okay.
wouldn't be as high as
No,
18,
no.
just because it's
I mean,
cost of living
yeah,
is
cost
lower.
of living, and just because, and I mean, that's the reason why people are. I mean, if you want a cheap coffee, there's a reason for that. Okay, if you go to Costco, you can get a 2.5 pound bag for 15, $20. They're produced by substandard wages. I mean, we're talking about, yeah. I mean, that's pretty low.
Yeah, and
Okay,
there's no transparency.
no,
It's even even when it's well-sourced coffee, it's hard to know if 100% what they're
yeah.
getting paid.
But again, I mean,
Uh,
that's the reason. That's the you guys are buying for the. I mean, again, if you're looking for the cup quality, coffee from US is not the one. Okay, but if you want to support the people, I mean, definitely you want to buying from those types of farmers. But yeah.
yeah, I mean our coffees, at least Monarch's coffees,
Hmm.
which is on the very high range
Hmm.
scoring wise, typically are from like 86 to 88 or
Okay.
so, like the SCA score.
Sure. I mean, that's pretty
Um,
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is in that range is pretty much at the moment like the
Yep.
highest quality coffee that Hawaii is producing.
By the way, so this coffee here, this is an aerobic coffee, Sal produced. This has become more like tea type.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a little bit of that
Yeah.
bitter earthiness has
Yeah.
gone away a little bit.
Yeah.
It's more of that like tart
More
green apple
tart.
to
Yeah,
me.
green apple. It's not bad. It's very pleasant in a way.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the difference between this one and aerobic?
Or we're drinking the aerobic and
Yeah.
then
Yep. Anaerobic.
anaerobic or anoxic, same thing. Just there's no oxygen in the environment.
Okay.
So
So I know you already tried that. So what's the is that worth brewing it or we should try something else?
I mean,
So
either way, we could brew it or we could brew something else. Like this one to me is a little bit more. Last time I tasted it, this one's more like cherry and more
okay.
like plum,
Okay.
that type of fruit, versus this one's like a little lighter, more like the green apple.
Okay. Shout out to Patrick. Patrick just ordered back from Monarch. Yeah, Pacamara. Good.
Yeah, if you ordered any of the, like the Monarch
Yep.
Estate Pacamara, that would have been I would have picked that. So if you bought that coffee, me,
Yeah.
James, the other
Yeah, okay.
intern, Jorge, the
Okay.
assistant farm manager, that would have been
Okay.
us.
So out of 3 bags, which coffee is completely different than this coffee? Is say if I drink wow, so this is definitely different and unique. Which coffee is that?
I would say this coffee might be. I mean, this coffee to me, I get more like red apple berries
Okay.
and berries. This one, we can always try the. Yeah, let's do this one. This got us second place this year.
Second place. Okay, so we're gonna try the second place from Hawaii. Okay.
Oh yeah, Mountain Thunder as well.
Yep.
We're Monarch's friends with Mountain Thunder as well.
Okay.
Been to they have a shop. They have a coffee shop as well and a coffee farm. So we've been to their shop as well.
Okay, so let's do that, Sal. So we're gonna brew one more time. So this one is a second place. Okay. Second place of what? U.S.
Second place, it was the Hawaii Coffee Festival, I believe.
Okay.
So every year they have a cupping competition for
the entire Hawaii.
I believe so.
Okay, just Hawaii only. How many farms in Hawaii? Do you know?
No idea.
Okay. So who took the
There's
first?
There is a lot of farms there, but there are a lot of very tiny. Sometimes just like it's their house is there and they grow coffee.
So who took the first place?
First place, I believe there's a farm called Kona Farm Direct.
Okay.
There's a tie, so Kona Farm Direct, and then I can't remember. You can look it up.
Okay.
But I don't remember there was a tie for first.
Okay.
With another farm,
So
and one of them was a SL34.
Okay.
And then the other one was I think the other one was a geisha as well.
Okay. All right. So Sarah's about to brew a second place from Hawaii.
And this was the Monarch did the first hydro honey that they've ever done in Hawaii.
Okay. What is a hydro honey process. What's the honey process?
Yeah, so we'll pick the coffee and either hand sort by color or
Okay.
put it through an optical sorter
Mhm.
that just has a camera, use compressed air to kick out any of the colors they don't want.
Okay.
So only get the nice dark red
Okay.
cherries, then put them out to dry in our greenhouse on the
Okay.
drying beds. The protocol varied, but we might leave them out there for 5 days or until
Mhm.
they start to prune on the outside, start to get
Okay.
wrinkly. And then they'll take those coffees and rehydrate them in water for a few hours or
Okay.
so. And then once they've rehydrated them, then they'll put them through the pulper
Okay.
and then no more fermenting and dry them that way so they can leave it as a honey.
So why they come up the name called honey?
Or the hydro honey?
No, it's honey. Why they named it honey? I'm
I
curious
mean,
about it.
they just honey coffee is basically because it was. I mean, there's two reasons it could be.
Mhm.
Is when it starts to dry, it
Okay.
has like a honey type of color,
Okay.
but also when you're messing with it and when you rotate it when it's
Okay.
drying to make it even,
Okay.
it's very sticky. So it
Okay.
just sticks all over to your
Sticky. Okay.
arms and your
Got it.
hands.
Okay. Kind of like sticky and the color
Yeah.
and stickiness. That's what you
Yeah.
call honey process. Okay. Good. All right. So Sarah's about to brew. So this is the hydro honey process. All right.
Yeah. So we would have helped pick this, but I believe they handled most of the processing.
Yep. Okay, if you guys are just joining us, I'm here with Sal. Just got back from Hawaii, the Monarch coffee farm, and he was there for the past 6 months and producing coffee. Okay, so this is exciting time. Okay, this is very exciting time.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best decisions I've made.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of fun, a lot of work, but I was happy to do it. It was very exciting.
Okay, so what did you learn over there, Sal? What did you learn from past 6 months?
I mean, there was a lot we learned about just like day-to-day things.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So tell me something. You learned that something you don't know. Okay, and then you went over there for 6 months. Oh, wow. Find something new. Is there an event like that?
Um, I mean, you learn
Mm-hmm.
you learn different things just by actually being out there and picking. You learn,
Yep.
like I knew it was going to be hard, but every day you learn like what some people might feel
Mm-hmm.
during a day of picking. And so, I mean, it really helped put it in
Yep.
perspective. I knew coffee, getting high quality coffee is hard work, but it really put it in perspective how
Okay.
hard it is.
Mm-hmm.
There were certain things like, I didn't know that because all the coffee is not going to ripen at the
Mm-hmm.
same time,
Okay.
and sometimes if you miss the cherries, they'll start to dry on the tree or they'll start to be overripe.
Okay.
And so, we had to learn how to pick those. And sometimes, yeah, I just thought I was picking the red cherries, but we also
Okay.
had to pick anything like super dried on the
Okay.
tree or overripe because it attracts coffee berry borer.
Okay.
It attracts different pests.
You said boar?
Yeah.
Is it
So it's a
like?
little beetle that like
Yeah.
digs its way into the fruit and the seed.
Wow.
And I have some pictures somewhere where you can see the
Mm-hmm.
damage it's done to
Wow.
the coffee seed. That's one thing I didn't know about. Most coffee in Hawaii is grafted,
Okay.
so all of Monarch's coffee has geisha on the top, but it's grafted to some other species of coffee like Western Liberica or
Okay.
Purpurescence is another one, and those
So
ones just have hardier roots because root nematodes is a big problem there.
which means that they are somewhat genetically engineered.
They're just sort of grafted
Yeah.
onto
Kind of like hybrid.
a little bit,
Okay. A
but
little
the
hybrid.
fruit, the leaves, everything
Mhm.
else remains the geisha
Yeah.
pacamara. It's just the root system. But you pretty much have to in Hawaii because if not, they'll
Die.
they'll
Yeah.
die.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
so this one's more like red, like apple pie, like spicy, a little bit spicy.
Okay. I can definitely smell the spiciness. Okay. All right.
again.
Okay, we have. Let's see here. I'm looking at your comments right now. Michael say, is there anything to look at? Okay, look at Kona coffee. Okay, it's very hard to get a Kona coffee in States. I'm talking about 100% Kona coffee. If you buy from US, usually has like 10% Kona coffee or 20%. But
Yeah, you can
yeah,
find it, but it's
have you tried Kona
hard.
coffee when you were there?
I mean, our coffee is considered Kona coffee.
Oh, okay.
So of course I tried a bunch of ours, but I've tried some from Kona Farm Direct is another farm. I
Okay.
tried some from
Okay.
Greenwell Farms, is
Okay.
another farm in Hawaii.
I mean, is that? I mean, okay, it's definitely worth trying once, guys. That's for sure. Okay, if you haven't
And yeah, if you're
tried,
ever there,
yeah.
might as well.
Okay, if
Ever
you
in
haven't
Hawaii.
tried Hawaiian coffee, make sure just try once. Okay, and then you're gonna appreciate it.
You know, it's not going to be the best coffee in the world,
Nope.
but you know,
It's
it's
definitely
unique.
unique. Yep, definitely unique for sure. Okay. Linda say, yep, near Texas, sells Kona coffee.
Yeah, you can find it.
Yeah, as long as if you got green beans from Kona, yeah. So Sarah is going all out today. Okay, so he's even using his Sybris paper for his cup.
Yep.
There we go. Okay, so again, so you're trying to shoot for around 2 minutes as well?
This one I ground a little bit finer.
Okay.
So maybe like 230 or
Okay.
so.
So you're gonna do the 20 gram? Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, Michael just got some, yep, Canadian roaster claiming it's 100% Kona. Okay. I mean, you can actually get it, not from grocery store. If you go to grocery store, you're gonna see Kona coffee. Okay, this blue bag. But make sure look at the middle section. They say the percentage of Kona, actual Kona coffee. If not, they usually blend. Okay, they usually blend there. Okay. Jesse asked, "Are you back for good or just visiting?" Okay, so we're gonna make an announcement right after this as well. Sarah has a big plan. So. Okay, so this is a coffee from Monarch Coffee in Hawaii. Oh yes, have you tried the espresso with the Monarch coffee? I mean, is there?
I don't think I have.
Okay,
Because
so
there wasn't an espresso machine around.
so this the Hawaiian coffee is more for what, pour over then, right? Focus.
I mean, there's many shops that you could get pour over. There's
Okay.
Big Island Roaster.
Mhm.
You could get good single or Kona pour
Okay.
overs, Kona espresso.
Espresso as well. Okay.
I haven't tried it. I didn't
Okay.
try it when I was there.
Because this farm does not have espresso machine.
No, so when we did the
Mhm.
farm tours,
Uh-huh.
basically you would get a tour of the farm and all of the equipment and
Yeah.
how the process works, and then at the end we would have like a little flight.
Yeah.
Or just be pour over
Uh,
to
but
taste.
but what's the reason behind your farm does not have a machine? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't think they want their focus to be on serving coffee.
Okay.
It's more of just about like it wasn't like a cafe. It was just whenever you got coffee brewed, it was more
Mhm.
so like as part of the tour or
But
maybe they just didn't
yeah.
want to deal with it. I'm not sure.
But again, you can make espresso with any types of coffee, by the way. Okay, that's for sure. Yeah, it doesn't need to be. Yeah, just any coffee can make espresso. There's no such thing as espresso blend or espresso coffee. Yeah, 2 minutes and 10, slightly longer this time. All right. So let's give it a try. This is a honey,
Hydro honey.
hydro honey process. There we go. So did you pick this coffee too?
Yeah.
Okay. So actually, so this is a coffee. You know, the color-wise, it's a little murky, isn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah, compared to, you know, we're accustomed to, right? Coffee Raven product or September. I don't know. Is it me or slightly murkier?
I don't know. I don't have a glass coffee cup at home, so I haven't been looking.
Ooh, I like this. Yeah, this is a nice cup. Yeah.
This one to me, so Monarch did have a Christmas blend
Yeah.
that was different, but if I would have done this one as the Christmas blend. We
Yeah.
all thought this one was a little
Yeah.
bit more like Christmassy, fall time, kind of spicy,
Wow.
apple pie.
Yeah, apple pie.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a nice
Like cinnamon,
yeah,
nutmeg.
cinnamon, nutmeg. Yeah. Yeah. So okay,
Very
so
interesting. Yeah.
hydro honey process. So it's not like how many hours? Do you know?
So I would say maybe roughly, let's say maybe dried
Okay.
in the drying room
Mhm.
for like 5-6 days.
Okay.
And then it starts to get wrinkly on there, and then
Yeah.
they'll rehydrate it for 4-6 hours, something
Okay.
like that.
Hydrate just the regular water, right?
Yeah, just
Yep.
good clean water, hydrate it, and then after that they'll pulp it, and then they'll just leave it to dry
Mhm.
for probably, I don't remember exactly how long it dried, probably like 10 to 20 days or
Okay.
so. Yeah, 15,
Wow.
20 days. Since it's we have a greenhouse, so
Mhm.
it keeps it less humid, but it's still very humid, especially at night.
You guys do just plain wash coffee over there as well?
Yeah, so I mean, the ones I did were
Okay.
wash coffees.
Okay.
This one's a plain wash coffee
Okay.
as well. Yeah, they do all the
So
processes.
this coffee we are drinking right now, so this
That's the
is
hydro honey.
just hydra. Man, so this one has a lot more fermentation. Has a very nice, yeah, nutmeg, cinnamon. Yeah, I mean this one is definitely interesting.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, definitely different. It's more pleasant. Okay. I mean, what's the name of this coffee if someone wants to buy from Monarch?
I don't know if it's available right
Okay.
now, or I believe they're taking like a little bit of a holiday break
Okay.
or something. So I don't know how quickly you would get it.
So you
But it
can
would
even,
say,
yeah, you can even buy this.
I haven't checked the website.
Okay.
But it would just be if it says honey pacamara,
Okay.
I believe.
Okay.
I wouldn't take my word for 100%, but I believe if it's the honey pacamara, it would
Okay.
be this, the hydro
Yeah.
honey.
So this definitely interesting and unique coffee. That's for sure. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Michael said, "Do you know the tissue culture cloning?" Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. Highly airplane in
Oh.
Hawaii. Do you know anything about that?
Doesn't look or doesn't sound familiar.
Okay.
So maybe they're doing it, but
Okay.
not that I heard about.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, we didn't do that. We basically had like Greenwell is
Mhm.
another farm that we work closely with, and they have a big nursery. So
Mhm.
those are what they help grow our
Okay.
the tiny little plants when they're brand new seedlings, and then they help grow them, take care of them there, and then we can take them and then plant them.
By
the
the way, so
farm.
how's the water in Hawaii? You know, your farm. You guys doing the well water or regular water or tap
For
water?
brewing,
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the
just
processing.
tap,
Yeah.
or for what for
Processing.
processing, it's like tap water. It's
Just regular tap water. Okay.
It's drinkable water, safe to drink water,
Okay. Is
clean water.
I mean, is water quality better than Tucson?
I would say a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, Arizona and Hawaii, they should be passing the inspection, so nothing's going to hurt you. But
Sure. I mean,
Arizona or Tucson's very, very hard.
hard, extremely hard. That's
Very
why.
high ppm, and I think in Hawaii it's definitely much lower ppm.
Yep.
But I still preferred making my own water
Okay.
than I tried using
Okay.
tap when I first got there and didn't have any distilled water or anything like that.
All right. So you're gonna make an announcement?
Sure. So for my next
Yeah.
venture,
Next venture.
I'm going to be working with Good Brothers Coffee, friend of the channel, right?
Mhm.
Brent. So yeah, I'll be going over to Michigan with Brent,
Yep.
helping him out with Good Brothers.
So again, if you're new to the channel, you may not know Sarah, but Sarah's been around for the last couple of years. He's a friend of our channel. He's a local barista for a long time. So now he's moving on to. So what are you gonna be doing? Roasting, help roasting,
Yeah,
with
I'll be
Good
doing
Brothers Coffee.
yeah, I'll be doing
Mm-hmm.
roasting. I'll be doing, I'll be packing orders
Yep.
as well and doing things like that. Roasting, doing some sample roasting,
Mm-hmm.
doing some quality control, or just me and Brent
Yep.
helping, or just trying to figure out which coffees we want to buy,
Y-
and
I'm.
doing some green buying
I mean, this is
eventually.
very exciting news. Okay, because a
Yeah.
lot of coffee roasters out there. I mean that they like to roast coffees. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're doing an amazing job. But Sarah is really into specialty coffee, so it's gonna be bring different dimension to Good Brothers Coffee coming years. That's for sure. Okay,
Yeah, it's
and
very exciting job opportunity. Like, being able to get into green buying and
yep,
quality
yep,
control and roasting. It's not a very easy job to find.
no,
Normally, you start low. You start as a barista. You
yep,
start as just someone who's packing orders and stuff, and then usually you have to work your way up. And usually there's people ahead of you. You're probably not going to find. You go on Indeed. You're
nope.
probably not going to find. Coffee quality control manager, a green buyer. It's possible, but I looked around a lot.
I mean, so I
Really,
mean, again, the coffee jobs are everywhere, but the things what Sarah is getting into, they're extremely rare. I don't want to say rare, but it's rare jobs. Okay, because you have to know somebody, you have to know in the industry, and I know Sarah is passionate about coffee, so I cannot wait for his new next chapter. Okay,
yeah,
and I'm looking forward to what kind of coffee Good Brother is going to bring in
yeah.
from Brent does an amazing job with espresso blend, Neapolitan, let's say like liquid amber, medium to dark roast coffee. I mean that's kind of like most roasters there is their bread and butter. Okay, everybody loves those types of coffee, but with the sales going in there, and he's gonna kind of like help assist Brent with, hey, let's try this types of coffee. Let's try that. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting time. Okay, it's gonna be a very exciting time. Because, again, Sad is really, really passionate about coffee as a career. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Someone asked,
uh-huh.
did you always know you wanted to have a career in coffee? Not really. Um, so initially, I started when I was much younger. I really liked math and science were my
Hmm.
favorite, so I thought of maybe doing mathematics,
Hmm.
or at some point I wanted to be going to
Hmm.
astrophysics, or at times, I've been playing the piano forever. I thought about doing
Hmm.
music. Um, but when I was 16 or so, my uncle he'd come over on Sundays, and he's in specialty coffee. He's been barista in
Hmm.
specialty coffee. He's not in coffee anymore, but he'd brew like a pour over every week, and he'd always bug me to try
Yep.
it. And every time I tried it, I didn't like it at
Hmm.
first, but after a month or so, I started to crave the
Hmm.
coffee taste and started to like it black, and then that's when I started just on my journey at
Hmm.
home. And as I started brewing coffee more at home, I started to look up
Hmm.
videos of like barista workflow and
Hmm.
things like that, and then really wanted to be a barista. Um, so it just became like that, from a hobby first, and then a job, and that's what I want to still be doing.
And the SAR is going to be, it's going to be moving on to next chapter of a phase. Michael said Monarch has a honey geisha, $65 per bag. It's about 8 ounce bag.
Yeah.
I mean, again, Michael, that's it's not that uncommon. That's
Yeah,
pretty much, yeah, that's
you'd be
going right.
surprised how little they're making on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, it's not going to be cheap, and it's not going to be, you know, 95 score coffee. But
Yep.
that's just how it is in Hawaii. Everything is just
Everything is
very expensive.
all expensive. I mean, if you're going to spend $65 from elsewhere, you're going to get a really high
Top
quality
top
coffee,
notch, yeah.
top notch. Okay, but unfortunately, you are supporting the Hawaii,
Yeah,
so
and
the island.
even like low quality coffee in
Hmm.
Hawaii, you can maybe get for 25, let's say $25 a pound green.
Yep.
And that's low end. But $25 a pound, other places, that's some top-notch stuff.
Top
You know,
notch.
you might be able to
Yeah.
get some like Diego Bermudez, let's
Yeah.
say for 25, maybe some of his lower stuff, or not the geisha. I mean, you could probably get it for that price.
I mean, most coffee you guys are drinking at home, you're looking at $3 per pound as a green bean price. Sometimes $1.50 per pound, $2, $3 per pound. And once you go into like tins, like $10 per pound, you are getting into really nice coffees. Okay.
Yeah.
And then those high-end geishas, you're looking at $50 per pound, sometimes $100 per pound. That's not uncommon. Okay, that's something once you get into specialty coffee, okay, don't buy right now, spend a lot of money on those types of coffee yet. Okay, just make sure, you know your machines, know
Mhm.
your grinder, know your recipe. Start playing with the different, types of coffee, and then if you're comfortable, uh, and then go out there spend some money on coffee because you do not want to make espresso with high-end coffee because most likely you're going to be screwed up at first time. I mean, that just goes 18 to 20 gram right there. Coffee like this is hard to screw it up. Okay, as long as you know what you're doing, how to screw up. But espresso, yeah, you're gonna screw it up. That's why, I mean, most high-end coffee usually made in pour over, okay, not espresso. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great morning. Okay, if you're new to the channel, welcome to live streaming. So when your start date?
So it's not a super strict start
Okay.
date. You know, for a couple
Yeah.
reasons. You know, since I'm driving out there, we're gonna
Mhm.
make sure I'm gonna. It'll take me. I'm gonna take 4 days to drive there.
Okay.
Maybe I'll take an extra day in one city if I
Sure.
want to hang out. But yeah, it's like 28 hours or
Okay.
so. But I want to make sure that those days that I'm driving, we'll be checking the weather to
Okay.
make sure I plan it when it's planning to be good weather and not too
Yeah.
much snow. Or
And
but probably be starting maybe the first
mm,
week of
yeah.
February or
Okay.
so.
And hopefully we're gonna have Sal. We're gonna have him on more. Okay, coming weeks. And then
Yeah,
once he
before I
move,
go.
yeah, hopefully once he moved to Michigan, and also time to time I'm gonna have Sal on as our live
Yeah.
streaming as well as a guest. Okay, so he's gonna be really involved with picking out coffees, and it's gonna be fun. I cannot wait. Okay, folks. I hope you guys having a wonderful rest of the day, and see you guys later.